Imagine a billion-dollar battle over a company that promised ordinary people the American dream, but was accused of being nothing more than a pyramid scheme. At the center of it all was Bill Ackman, one of Wall Street's most powerful investors. He didn't just bet against Herbalife, he went to war with it, publicly declaring the company a fraud and putting his reputation, fortune, and career on the line. This wasn't just business. It became a clash of egos, money, and power that shook the financial world. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories that reveal the hidden truths behind the interesting mysteries. Chapter 1. Herbalife, the dream. They sold. To understand the war, you first need to know the battlefield. Herbalife. Founded in 1980, Herbalife was pitched as a health and nutrition company. Its reps sold protein shakes, teas, and supplements. But the real sales pitch wasn't the products, it was the promise. Herbalife offered people the chance to become independent distributors, working from home, building their own businesses, and, according to the dream, becoming financially free. For millions of people worldwide, especially in immigrant communities and lower-income families, it looked like a golden ticket. Herbalife grew fast, spreading across more than 90 countries and generating billions in sales. But behind the dream was a darker accusation. Critics claimed Herbalife was less about selling products and more about recruiting new distributors, a classic sign of a pyramid scheme. And that's exactly what Bill Ackman believed. Chapter 2. Enter Bill Ackman, the billionaire gambler. Bill Ackman wasn't just any investor. He was a hedge fund titan, known for bold bets and aggressive strategies. In 2012, Ackman took one of the biggest bets of his life, a $1 billion short position against Herbalife. He wasn't subtle about it. At a 3-hour presentation in New York, Ackman stood in front of slides, data, and charts, declaring to the world, "Herbalife is a pyramid scheme. It's a fraud, and it's going to collapse." This wasn't just an investment, it was a crusade. Ackman called Herbalife a company that preyed on the poor, selling false dreams while the majority of distributors lost money. He even said, "This is the highest conviction I've ever had about any investment in my career." It was personal, and when Ackman made it personal, Herbalife wasn't going down without a fight. Chapter 3. The counterattack. Carl Icahn steps in. On Wall Street, big egos often clash. And nothing fueled the fire more than Carl Icahn entering the battlefield. Carl Icahn was another billionaire investor, infamous for hostile takeovers and rivalries. He didn't like Ackman. In fact, the two men had a history of bad blood going back years. So when Ackman went public with his billion-dollar short, Icahn saw an opportunity. He started buying Herbalife stock, millions of shares, betting the opposite way. Not only did Icahn defend Herbalife, but he went on television, sparring with Ackman in one of the most famous Wall Street shouting matches ever. On CNBC, Icahn called Ackman a crybaby in the schoolyard. Ackman fired back, calling Icahn a bully and dishonest. This wasn't just finance anymore. This was war. Two billionaires fighting in public with billions of dollars and their reputations on the line. Chapter 4. The battle goes public. Ackman didn't stop at shorting Herbalife. He went on a public campaign like no one had ever seen before. He funded documentaries, gave interviews, lobbied politicians, and even worked with non-profits to paint Herbalife as a predator of the poor. His presentations showed how Herbalife targeted Latino communities in the U.S., promising financial independence but leaving most with losses. Meanwhile, Herbalife fought back hard. They launched PR campaigns, hired lobbyists, and accused Ackman of trying to destroy a legitimate business just to make money. The battle went global. Regulators, the media, investors, everyone was watching. Herbalife stock swung wildly, sometimes dropping 10% in a day, sometimes surging just as high. It was no longer just about Herbalife. It was about who would win, Bill Ackman's billion-dollar short, or Herbalife and its powerful defenders. Chapter 5. The government steps in. As the noise grew louder, the government couldn't ignore it. In 2014, the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, opened an investigation into Herbalife. Ackman was confident. He told anyone who would listen, "This company will be shut down by regulators." For years, the investigation loomed over Herbalife like a storm cloud. Ackman kept pressing, certain that regulators would declare it an illegal pyramid scheme. And then, in 2016, the FTC announced its decision. Herbalife was not shut down. Instead, the company agreed to pay a $200 million settlement and restructure its business practices. They were forced to change how they recruited and compensated distributors, but they were not labeled a pyramid scheme. For Ackman, this was devastating. He had promised Herbalife would go to zero. Instead, it survived. Chapter 6: The Cost of Ego. As Herbalife stabilized, Bill Ackman's short position became a bleeding wound. Year after year, Herbalife's stock refused to collapse. In fact, it often went up, especially as Carl Icahn and other investors poured in. Ackman lost hundreds of millions defending his bet. His hedge fund suffered. His reputation took a hit. Finally, in 2018, after 6 years of battle, Bill Ackman quietly closed his short position on Herbalife. He had lost the war. Herbalife, meanwhile, carried on, still controversial, still debated, but very much alive. For Ackman, it was a humbling moment. His billion-dollar crusade had turned into one of the most expensive personal vendettas in Wall Street history. Chapter 7: The Aftermath, Redemption, and Reflection. Even after closing his Herbalife short in defeat, Bill Ackman didn't disappear. In fact, the loss became a turning point in his career. He shifted focus, learning from the pain of letting ego drive his decisions. In the years that followed, Ackman made some of the biggest and most successful trades of his career, including a $27 million bet in early 2020 that turned into a staggering $2.6 billion profit when the COVID-19 pandemic crashed markets. Herbalife, on the other hand, never fully escaped controversy. The company restructured after the FTC settlement, changed its compensation model, and continued to operate worldwide. But critics still argue that its business model relies too heavily on recruitment rather than real product sales. Carl Icahn, who once defended Herbalife with everything he had, eventually sold his massive stake in 2021, pocketing billions in profit. In the end, every major player walked away with a different story. Ackman, a painful loss, but also a humbling lesson that fueled an epic comeback. Icahn, a billionaire victory lap, proving he could still crush rivals. Herbalife, a survivor, still standing, though forever tainted by its pyramid scheme allegations. The war may have ended, but the questions it raised about Wall Street, regulation, and the thin line between opportunity and exploitation remain as relevant as ever. In the end, the Herbalife war wasn't just about money. It was about pride. A billionaire who believed he was saving the world, and another billionaire who just wanted to beat him. Bill Ackman's billion-dollar short may have failed, but it left behind one of the most fascinating sagas in financial history. What do you think? Was Ackman right about Herbalife being a pyramid scheme? Or did his ego blind him to the risks of going to war on Wall Street? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of money, power, and the battles that shape our world.